Yeah, go now.
What is up? What is up, guys? It's NFL Rank here. We're gonna be here with our conference championship picks. My partner and I made our picks last week. Obviously, we saw how that went. Bucks beat the Saints. But we're gonna be making our picks this here video, and I'm gonna go first. So, AFC Conference Championship. Boom. This is the game everyone wanted to see. Chiefs versus Bills. Bills looked really, really good last week against the Ravens. Josh Allen didn't have his best game. He still had a good game. And that defense looked unfreaking believable. They matched up well against the Chiefs in a lot of ways. Let's do a little position by position comparison. Quarterback, it's pretty much even. I mean, this is all assuming Mahomes will even play. If he doesn't, then it's an easy Bills pick. But quarterback's pretty even. Mahomes, Allen, running game, I mean, also pretty even. Devin Singletary and Zach Moss are no joke in the run game. And Darrell Williams isn't exactly a huge threat for the Chiefs. So if anything, I'd probably give that edge to the Bills, though none of them are really too reliant on the run game. Wide receivers, got to give it to the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill and Kelsey, you can't beat that. I mean, they do have Diggs and Beasley, two All-Pros, which, by the way, I don't think Cole Beasley should have been an All-Pro, but good for him. Heck of a season. But yeah, I give the Chiefs the edge there. So overall, probably the Chiefs have the edge on offense. Although lately Mahomes has been worse than Allen. He hasn't been so good to end the season, and he wasn't that good against the Browns. Plus, there's the factor of him being injured. He might not even play, but even if he does, he won't be his self because of the concussion he faced last week and because of that turf toe injury. So that's going to be something to look out for if you're betting on the Chiefs. On the defensive side, Chiefs have not looked that great. Bills have been inconsistent. Sometimes they look absolutely dominant, like against the Ravens. They have their Pro Bowler Tremaine Edmonds at the inside linebacker position. He's going to be huge to stop those guys like Travis Kelce who are going up the middle. But if the Bills defense is on, they're better than that Chiefs defense. So in a lot of ways, the Bills do look like they have the edge over the Chiefs, and they've been winning by greater margins in recent weeks as opposed to the Chiefs, who can't even get a double-digit win at all, even against the bad teams. But despite having said that, I can't discount the experience the Chiefs have in the playoffs, and they always manage to pull through. And there's just that factor of having Mahomes on your side that makes it hard to bet against them. So with all that being said, I do think the Chiefs will narrowly win in a hell of a game I want to watch, a game I want to see Mahomes in. But once again, this is assuming Mahomes is healthy. Right now it's Monday. We don't know. He said he feels great, but who knows what Mahomes is actually feeling. We'll have to see, but I'm going with the Chiefs here. On the NFC side, obviously, the GOAT showed why he is the GOAT last week. 2 touchdowns, no picks against one of the best defenses in all of football, and the defense itself showed why the Bucs defense is one of the best defenses in all of football. I mean, look at the names on this team. You got Ndamukong Suh and sorry,
Ndamukong Suh.
Ndamukong Suh, and sorry, that threw me. And Jason Pierre-Paul in the pass rush. I mean, no quarterback's safe after seeing that. Their heart's gonna skip a beat. I don't care how tough you think Aaron Rodgers is. His heart's gonna skip a beat when he sees those 2 guys lining up on the edge or in the interior, like Sue will. And then linebackers, they got 2 of the best linebackers in the whole game, Devin White and Pro Bowl snub Levante David. And then on the back end, they got Antoine Winfield Jr. and Carlton Davis. So on all 3 levels, this defense is pretty much unstoppable, and they showed that last week when they pretty much limited the Saints to 0 points in the last 25 minutes of that game. They just took that pass offense completely out of its element. Not that it ever really is in its element, since Drew Brees can't throw the ball past 20 yards, but I still think Rodgers is going to have a hell of a hard time making plays against the Bucks because that defense is just stout. And Brady, I mean, I think Brady can do things against the Packers defense. That defense can be gotten to. They're not that dominant. I mean, the Rams scored 18 points against the Packers, and they got Jared Goff. So if that's any indication, the Bucks will be feasting on that defense. And this may be a bold prediction, but I think this is going to be a blowout. I think this is going to be a 20-point victory for the Bucks. I think Brady's going to he's just going to roll right onto his what is it? I don't even know how many Super Bowls he's been in. I think this is his 10th if he makes it. This is his 14th championship game. He just doesn't lose football games. It's not really in his DNA. It's not something he likes to do. He's not used to losing football games. I guess he's like different like that. But yeah, Bucks are making it. And spoiler alert, Bucks are going to win the Super Bowl too. But I'll pass it on to my partner here, please.
We're not doing our Super Bowl picks in this video. What are you doing? Anyway,
I don't need to make my Super Bowl picks. I think it's fairly, you know what? It's pretty self-explanatory that the Bucks will win the Super Bowl. I've said that from day one. In the playoff predictions, this actually is the 4 teams that I predicted to be in the conference championship round. I predicted Chiefs, Bills, and then Packers, Bucks. I think the only wrong pick I've had this entire playoffs is the Rams against Seahawks. I could just have almost a perfect playoff bracket, but I guess we'll see.
you didn't pick the Ravens against the Bills? I swear you did.
Ravens. Actually, yeah, that's true. I did. Yeah, so -2 picks, which I guess is the same as you got right now, but that could change after the Bucks beat the Packers, since I know you're picking the Packers.
Hey, let me explain what I'm actually.
Yes, please.
All right. Anyway, so here's it's my turn now. So I'm gonna start with the AFC, of course, and we got my team, the Bills, against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, you think I want to go with the Bills, right? But I'm not gonna lie, they looked pretty beatable against the Ravens, man. Like what
they look beatable against the Ravens?
Hold on, can I talk? Did I interrupt you?
Yeah. Okay, go.
What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm refreshing the page. Oh my God, what is going on? Okay, no, we're good.
Anyway, so yeah, the Ravens defense actually pulled them to 10 points actually, and then it was Lamar Jackson who choked and threw that pick 6. So if it weren't for that, like, and they actually scored instead of throwing a pick on that drive, it could have been a tie game, and who knows what would have happened. But you know, Lamar just, he, as usual, he choked in a big game. But all good. Bills took the dub, and I'm glad about that. But then you have the Chiefs, and just the massive nuts on Andy Reid on that last play on the 4th and 1.
He didn't trip actually. Like how is he able to even walk?
Yeah, like he has to carry it in a.
He already weighs 300 pounds. I'm surprised with I'm pretty sure 90% of that is distributed into his testicles.
He has to carry his nuts on a wagon and just walk around.
Yeah.
On 4th and 1, like when people like the way they're lined up, you obviously nobody ever actually runs a play. They're just trying to draw off the defense. But Andy Reid actually did it with the game on the line, and it worked out.
Insane.
And it's stuff like that, like the unfearlessness from Andy Reid. And I think even if Mahomes doesn't play, which he probably is, because there's no way they're not gonna let him play, and even if he does have a concussion, those take around like 10 days to heal, so a week isn't that far off from 10 days. But I think the Chiefs could still squeak it out even without Mahomes. But I think Mahomes is gonna play, and I know me being a Bills fan, I should pick the Bills, but I think I gotta go with the Chiefs here.
What?
No, I gotta go with the Chiefs, man.
What?
You don't bet against the Chiefs. Didn't you pick the Chiefs?
I picked the Chiefs. I'm just surprised you're making a good pick here.
Nah, I love the Bills, but you don't bet. People say you don't bet against Brady in the playoffs. You can't bet against the Chiefs in the playoffs now.
That's yeah. Okay.
Look what they did.
Look what they did.
And all right, onto the NFC side, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Green Bay Packers.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Brady had an average game against the Saints.
Two touchdowns, 0 picks. You're saying that's an average game? Keep going.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. All their points came off of Drew Brees doing dumb stuff
I
and
know, but he converted, dude. He converted. It's one thing. They got the. I admit it. The defense got the turnovers, but
well,
someone had to convert the touchdowns.
well, you know what, buddy? What if they actually scored instead of turning the ball over in those plays? Then it would have been a blowout, right?
What if? You could say that about any of his 14 championship games that he's been to in the conference championships. Brady's the GOAT. He doesn't care about what ifs. He gets it done, bro.
You can't say it's all Tom Brady who did that. Like obviously he's surrounded by a good team.
Not all Tom Brady, but I'm just saying without Tom Brady, they would have lost that game, 100%.
So I don't know when did Tom Brady start playing defense? Can you tell me? Like, I don't.
I don't think he did start playing defense. What I do recall though is him dropping a dime to Godwin, who dropped the ball in the end zone. And also, what I recall, I think, is a quarterback sneak that just about fooled everyone. And I also recall the 2 touchdowns and 0 picks he got, just throwing to receivers like Antonio Brown. That's what I recall. Did you watch?
Yeah, Brady's meat.
Did we watch the same game?
Can you stop eating his meat, please? Anyway, so
I eat his meat every night, bro.
so you know, Drew Brees lost that game for the Saints. Like, and obviously Tom Brady two touchdowns, no picks is pretty good, but compared to 0 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, like you don't have to do much to be better than that. But yeah, I mean, good dub for the Bucks. Baseball like that. It might have been his last game.
Give them their credit, bro.
None of these Brady fans care about that, but anyway, we'll go ahead and talk about the Packers and the Rams game. And Aaron Rodgers, how about 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown? Not no simple quarterback sneak. He ran it in. Damn, he still has legs.
It's a nice run, yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice run. And Aaron Donald, who said it was 100%, but clearly he was lying because he came out like at halftime or something.
I know, he looked brutal.
That was basically it for the Rams after that. But the Rams defense is up there with the Saints defense. Arguably, if they're 100%, probably better. But
yeah, it's probably better. Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that Green Bay won so easily like that, that's a testament. Because a lot of people thought Aaron Donald would handle Aaron Rodgers, but that's not what happened. Anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't healthy, but
Yeah. Anyway, so we have the Packers and the Bucks in the conference championship now because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it was going to be a blowout for the Bucks, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But people, I love that you said that because everybody, the same way the Bucks beat the Saints is the same way the Packers could beat the Bucks, right?
Not the reason I used. It's not the reason I used.
I mean, I'm not saying you personally, but I'm saying this is what I feel because the Bucks got absolutely destroyed twice by the Saints, right? And then come back and handle them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when you're facing when you're doing a rematch and it's against a team that you destroyed, like naturally you're just gonna do the same thing, right? Because it works so well.
Yeah.
But the other team is gonna game plan for that and try and do something different because clearly that's not what they did last time didn't work.
I think there's a difference though.
Okay, but I think that gives the Packers a bit of an advantage. And another thing, this game is in Lambeau Field, right? It's gonna be cold. It's probably gonna snow.
Brady eats the cold. He lives in the cold, dude. He eats.
Hey, did I interrupt you?
Sorry, go.
Yeah. So before I was so rudely interrupted, I was gonna say, obviously Tom Brady and Gronk and maybe Antonio Brown are used to that type of weather, but most of everybody else on that team is used to warm weather, and this is gonna be freezing cold in the playoffs at Lambeau. So can they really do it? Chris Godwin's dropping passes. What if his hands freeze or like he can't? Ever thought about that? Like I think there's.
I have not thought about that. I've not thought Godwin's hands are gonna freeze. He's not a pussy, bro.
All right. Well, I think the Packers have more advantages here than people think. So I think I don't know if it's gonna be a close one. It might be a close one, but I think the Packers win here. Based on everything I just said, so I'm gonna go with the Packers. And
See,
then we're gonna get
what's your Super Bowl pick?
everybody wants to see the Rogers rate versus the Patrick Price.
That is
And,
not what I want to see, bro. I want to see Brady
yeah,
marching to his seventh Super Bowl. That's what I want to see.
wow, that's crazy. Like, what more does he have to prove, right? He already has 2 more Super Bowls than Joe Montana.
He can win a Super Bowl at age 43 on a new team in his first season. That's what he needs to prove to me.
Well,
Just
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
if he wins the Super Bowl, before the Super Bowl, I probably nut to his picture in 20 seconds. After the Super Bowl, I probably nut in like 10 seconds. That's all I'm gonna say. That
Okay, we're gonna edit that out. Yeah, that's my picks. Let's see what happens this weekend. That's all I have to say.
Bro, honestly, the difference between the Packers losing to the Bucks and then them potentially winning, and the Bucks getting killed by the Saints and then winning, is that the Bucks improved so much since that last loss to the Saints. But
So
the
did
Packers, I don't think the Packers improved that much since the loss to the Bucks.
yes, they did. What are you talking about?
They were off to a strong start. It's not like they got off to a slow start. That was like I think their first loss in like week 5. They were undefeated and then lost. That they were just in peak form and they lost.
Okay, but then they went back to peak form.
They went back to peak. I that might have been their peak form that lost 38-10. I'm not gonna say that though, but
Definitely wasn't.
it probably wasn't. But
Losing, no.
it's not like Rodgers was with his first season. It's not like he was in his first season with a new team. He was used to those guys. Brady was clearly still adjusting by the point he lost his second game to the Saints.
Yeah, realize. Yeah. No. Before the second game to the Saints, I swear Brady was like the player of the month or something.
He had a good game. He had a good game, but he still wasn't
He got
fully.
blown. So how about that? Huh?
Yeah, no. I know. Even when he was player of the month or whatever, I still don't think that was his final form. I think the 6 wins in a row that he's pulled off in these past 6 weeks, I think that's peak Brady. That's team chemistry at its max. Now he's where he needs to be.
All these points you're making can be used against you, okay?
I don't think I just showed why they can't, but I mean that's just my opinion.
No, because you can say the same thing about both teams. So
You can. I guess the only way to settle who's right about this is to see who wins, right?
yeah, exactly.
And time will tell. But Brady will win again since he always prevails. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Always, except for last year, right? Anyway,
last season with Belichick, dissension in the locker room.
All right. Anyway, well,
no receivers.
Anyway, that's gonna do it for us today. Clearly, you're saying Brady could only win with all-star players, but all right.
No receiver. He had the worst receiving core in the entire league last year. No quarterback can possibly succeed in that kind of toxic environment with no talent surrounding him.
But didn't Matt Castle do it that one year?
Matt Castle did not have that receiver core that Brady had last year. Matt Castle had some pretty darn good receivers. And look what Cam Newton did this year. Not a whole damn lot. So, I mean, that just goes to show you, bro. Like a former MVP couldn't even throw more touchdowns than interceptions. I mean, what else do you need to see here?
I mean, this gotta make the right picks, That's a GM/coach's fault for not picking good players. So
yeah, it is. It is.
Anyway, this video has gone on long enough. We'll see you all next week. We're gonna get the matchup for the StateFarm. I mean, sorry, the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, the BradyBowl. Yeah.